Okay, I'm in the car, ready to go. I'm going to Zurich Airport to pick up Andrew Smith. It's been 4 years since we saw each other last time, and I'm very stoked for the next few days. Comes Andrew.
I gotta get rid of this fly. Get out, out, there you go. Got him.
It's Friday. It's the day of the first show in das Landei. Their car is packed. So that's kind of our first test ride. If we have everything and if everything works.
When we're hungry, love will keep us alive. Guten Abend. Greetings from Canada. Anyways, it's nice to be back here with my friend Timo, who lives just down the street. Sometimes all you need is 2 chords, just you know, ease into it. Do we have any Johnny Cash fans here tonight? Okay. This is not a Johnny Cash song. With a man in white, Johnny Cash, he's rolling through the land, tempted by the devil, things at his side, like a man in the mirror, dressed in black and white.
Usually on the way to the gig, it's pretty, you know, low-key chatter, and we're both just kind of coming out of our nap, you know, getting into the zone and wondering what it's going to be like. We have no idea about the gig. We hope it's going to be good. We hope the sound is going to be good. A little bit of nerves, you know, but on the way back, we're all just super chatty.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got this. I forgot the words. It doesn't matter when you sing such a song. Oh.
gorgonzola, pears, walnuts, and figs, and it's heavenly. Chef's kiss.
How did you start into music, like seriously? At what age and what was the reason? What caused it?
I took lessons when I was a little kid, classical guitar, for a few years until I could, you know, learn how to play some songs off the records that I had, and then I didn't want to take lessons anymore. I was playing since I was like 10 years old. I think I got my first guitar when I was maybe 12. My dad had a guitar, so yeah, then I played in high school bands, you know, and I played a lot of rock music, and I just kind of kept playing, you know. It never kind of got old. I just wanted to keep learning and keep playing.
Gig number 3, you go up this stairs, and there he is.
Guten Tag.
Nice little bar. Lots of chips. And that's the spot we will play. It's probably going to be a hot show.
In my 20s, I joined a church and I got into church music and worship music, and then the people in charge, you know, basically just gave me this gig to do music on Sundays, and I was doing that, and then out of the blue, I kind of got this job doing it full time, and I had to move cities, and it was a big, you know, it was a big deal because all of a sudden I was, you know, being the music and art director at this large church. And
where was that located?
yeah, I moved from Vancouver to Kelowna to get to, you know, to do this job. And then after that, in the middle of this job, I ended up getting invited to, you know, go and do these conferences and worship concerts across Canada, and then all around the world in the next. I worked at that job for about 4 years. During that time, and for a few years even after I left, I was playing all over the world. I came to Europe a lot, Scandinavia, I went to Japan and Asia and through the States doing church music. So I really gained a lot of experience, especially being a band leader, because in that context you come into a situation as the songwriter and the band leader, and you have a band that's there for the weekend, and they've gathered together some musicians for you, but you have literally like 1 or 2 rehearsals to teach them the material, and you had to decide, you know, how competent these musicians were going to be able to play the stuff and learn it that fast. You know, some bands I would show up and they'd already know all my songs, so that would be great, but other bands were not that capable. So I did that for about 4 years, like I said, and then I decided I didn't want to be a church musician anymore.
So it's show number 4. Quickly show you the place we play tonight. There's some beautiful landscape here. There we go into the house. We're currently setting up the stage. Ready to, we say ready to rock?
Ready to make some noise.
Ready to make some noise. Yoo-hoo!
Don't make no rhyme with her. Don't make no rhyme with me.
I don't want to have anything to do with filming. Just to say.
Where you all of a sudden just jump forward. Should I make some noise? Yeah. train. Everybody loves the sound of a train in the distance. Everybody thinks it's true.
Bring them all into my heart. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring the little fishes, bring the sharks, bring them from the brightness, bring them from the dark. All into my heart. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring them from the caverns, bring them from the light, bring them from the shadows, scan them in the light. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring them out of Perda, bring them out of store, bring them from the shadows, lay them at my door. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring the unforgiven, bring the unredeemed, bring the lost and nameless, let them all be seen. Bring them out of exile, bring them out of sleep, bring them to the portal, lay them at my feet. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my heart. Bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all in, bring them all into my, bring them all into my heart. Bring them all in, 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 bring them all into my heart. Bring them all in, 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 bring them all into my heart. Doodle-a-doodle-a-doodle-a-ka. Bucket of fish. Pachyderm. You know what they used to have for the drum fill? It's called the Pat Boone Debbie Boone.
Anyway, so yeah, I decided I wanted to go back and kind of get more into folk music and the songwriting world. That's what I was doing beforehand. I was, you know, I was part of a group in Vancouver of songwriters. You know, I was getting a bit of traction, you know, as a songwriter in my 20s. There were some concerts that were promoted in Vancouver for merging Vancouver songwriters, and I really liked the idea of being a, you know, part of that songwriting community. And that's kind of what I missed, you know, just having this job as a church musician. So yeah, I mean, it was a great time of my life being a church musician, but I knew that it was not going to be for me something I wanted to do for my whole life, and so I went back to my thing. And you know, but thankfully, a lot of people kind of knew me through my church music all across the country and even beyond. So I would come and do concerts, but I'd say, you know, I'm not going to do my church music concert. I'm just going to do my songwriting concert. But people would give it a chance, you know, and some people continued to follow my music. You know, most people were like, oh, that's not what I signed up for. I thought you were this, you know, Christian musician guy. And but some people were into the music and continued to you know, buy my records and stuff. So yeah, so that's how I got into it.
So it's show number 5 today. It's in town. It's a house concert, private, and we think it's gonna rock or make some noise. So on location now, unloading the last bit of
Let
stuff.
the festivities begin.
So that's the place we're going to play. Don't hurt the crocodile.
It's really nice for me to be able to do this little tour with my old friend Timo. It's so quiet, so I can do that. Johnny Cash fans here by any chance? This is not a Johnny Cash song. But it is a song that I wrote about Johnny Cash because I love Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, was he a saint or a sinner? Oh yes, yes he was. Soldier boy, was he a savior or a killer? Oh yes, yes he is. Hey, hey, rich man, you take her or give her. Oh yes, yes you are. And now, poor man, you a loser or a winner. Yeah, yes you are, yes you are. A man in black with a man in white. Johnny Cash, he's rolling through the night, tempted by the devil, with angels at his side, like the man in the mirror, dressed in black and white. And a ring of fire is blindness or clarity. Oh yes, yes there is. Did you walk the line between faith, hurt and charity? Oh yeah, yes you did, yes you did. Man in black with a man in white. Johnny Cash, he's rolling through the night, tempted by the devil, with angels at his side, like the man in the mirror, dressed in black and white. We put that beast in his cage, we put that angel on the stage, yeah. The man in black, the man in white. Johnny Cash, he's rolling all through the night. Look at him go now, tempted by the devil, with angels at his side, like a man in a mirror, dressed in black and white. Ooh, yeah. I was in part of a trio called Smith Funkenstrauss.
Yeah.
So Norm Strauss was in the trio. He is German-Canadian citizen, and he was working here doing art and music and worship school. So he had the initial connections when I first came to Germany, and so we would tour around as a trio. But then I started to get into my tap style guitar music a few years after I was in this trio. I mean, we were playing across the country in Canada as well, in the folk scene, you know, folk clubs and stuff. And yeah, that trio, you know, was kind of reasonably successful in the folk music world, and we made a few records and did a lot of touring. But then I got into guitar music, the tap style stuff, and yeah, I don't know how I got this festival, but there was a festival called World Guitar or something like that, and it was in Dresden, and I guess somebody had seen the trio, and they suggested that I, you know, could play at this festival. So I was invited to play at that festival. Oh, it was Peter Finger. He's a famous German guitarist. and he was organizing these festivals.
That's funny when a guitar player has a name.
I know,
something that's related to guitar playing.
We thought for sure it was a stage name.
Yeah, yeah. That's the backstage.
Welcome to the closet.
Green room.
But this was the wall of the city. And your house was like right here. It's like a 500-year-old house. And if you go out this door, you're right in the old city. It's just incredible. It's phenomenal. It's like we just dropped into like all this history. Maybe not too impressive to Germans, but to Canadians, this is the wine cave. It has music. It doesn't get any better. Yeah, so that was super fun, and that really kind of encouraged me to dive into it even more. So I spent, I'm going to say, I mean, I didn't stop doing my folk music and songwriter thing, but I really dove into the guitar music thing for a while. Yeah, then the trio ended, and I just carried on doing solo stuff. And you know, then I've just been kind of playing with different combinations of people over the years. And the default is always just to do some solo stuff, but I much prefer if I can play with at least one or two other musicians on stage. It makes it a lot more fun. This used to be the apartment, I think, where I stayed last time. Now it looks like it's a library or something.
Oh, okay.
Down to the cavern of
to
the
the cave.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Wie geht's?
Good, danke.
Yeah, we've been having a fun little tour. Last night we were in this little town of Markdorf.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, at a place called the Culture Cave. And it was kind of, you know, a similar, like a wine cave, kind of. Yeah, in downstairs like this. Yeah, it's nice. A major part of my kind of musical journey has been to learn to be an audio engineer and to run a studio, because I realized after I left the church music scene that in order to make enough money to survive in the folk music world, I would have to be traveling non-stop. And I realized I didn't want to do that. For one thing, I don't like to travel non-stop. I like to go out for a couple weeks and play every night, and then I like to go home again and just go out and come back.
Yeah.
But I couldn't make enough money that way. Plus, so I had to decide. I had 4 kids, you know, 4 young kids at home. And so I had this little record company, and I had always hired other studios to do our records. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do the next record myself, and I invested in all the gear, and I started to learn. And I had learned, you know, a lot just sitting beside the producer of my last records, but that was a steep learning curve nonetheless, you know, to start doing my own records, and also started to do records for other people. And so Norm and we started this record company together, but then when he left town, he moved to Vancouver, and he said, look, I'm not going to be available to do any record company stuff. You just do it. You take it over. So I kept, you know, and we ended up signing different musicians and doing records for a little while. And but the studio thing has always carried on. So now I've been doing it for like 25 years, and that's been my day job.
Wow.
So I can go out and play live when I want to, but I don't have to, because the studio is generally has generally got work. You know, after all this time, it just has continued to provide an income for me and allow me to continue to, you know, go out and play from time to time, do a few tours here and there, and also play locally. And yeah, so I'm very thankful to have this kind of mix of the studio and the live stuff. You know.
So what does a typical Andrew Smith workday look like?
I once wrote a song about it. It's called, it's not called A Day in the Life, that's the Beatles tune, but it's called This Is One of Them, you know. And I basically describe what a day typically is, but I guess it's, you know, I like to spend the morning, or my best hours are in the morning after I wake up and drink some coffee. That's when I am most productive, and I try to always reserve that time for my own music. And I'm always trying to push myself to learn new things, especially new styles of music. I got into learning a lot of jazz standards, which was a lot of work. I got into the tap style guitar. Now I'm starting to dig into bluegrass a little bit with the flat picking, because that's a whole new world for me, because I've always done fingerstyle. And so the flat picking thing, I feel like, you know, a beginner again, using a pick, because I've never been that great with a pick. But
Picking with a pick.
Yeah, picking
strumming
with a pick.
is another
Yeah,
thing,
strumming,
right?
I've done a lot of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I take those first few hours when my energy is the best, and I focus on my own stuff, and then I just, you know, go into my studio, which is in my house, and I work on other people's music. What a machine I am! My legs are so powerful.
Late at night in this archetypal bar, she's the only one staying. It's been half an hour since last call, but she won't let me stop playing. That's a good one, she said. Sing me another one, she said. It's taking me right out of my head and into my heart. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sing me some of that medicine for this broken heart.
What advice would you give to young musicians up and coming, or not young, but just starting into, I want to make this serious with maybe writing my own songs and doing a recording, and how to prepare for this and all this out of your experience?
What advice would I give? I guess, you know, it's such a broad question, but I guess if, you know, my main kind of advice would be to you know, to take your work seriously yourself, you know, and if you want other people to take your work seriously, then, you know, you have to practice, you have to study, you have to always get better. And you know, I'm old, but I still feel like if I don't get better all the time, then I won't have a job. So, especially as a young person, you have to be the greatest musician in the world, but you always have to be improving. And so, you know, press yourself to discover new things. And when you look at some music that moves you, and you think, oh, that is so great, that is so moving, but it seems so complicated and beyond my grasp. It's not. It's not beyond your grasp. You just have to totally break it down, you know, get some help, get some, you know, when I decided that I wanted to start learning jazz, I was already, you know, pretty old, and I had played music for so long and all kinds of different styles. And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go take some guitar lessons. And so all the people around me were like saying, come on, you're not taking guitar lessons. It's like, you're giving. I was like, no, I don't give guitar lessons, but I do need to take them. So I went to this jazz guy who I loved his playing, and I took some lessons.
I'm tasting memory gas, bittersweet. You've been close, like family. But it's time to leave, and these ties that bind us together, strong as whiskey, sweet as pie. And now, dear ones are headed out west, oh down. And our times together, they always feel so brief, but we'll all stay connected. It should be expected, 'cause friendships are movable. Whiskey and pie to help us remember those sweet, powerful times, and to taste them again as we say goodbye. We toast you with whiskey and pie. At times our sobriety will disappear, and social anxieties go down with the beers, and we toast to the success of our hopeless mission and all our visions. Whiskey and pie to help us remember those sweet, powerful times, and to taste them again as we say goodbye. We toast you with whiskey and pie, whiskey and pie, to help us remember those sweet, powerful times, and to taste them again as we say goodbye. We toast you with whiskey and pie. We toast you with whiskey and pie. Ooh. Yeah, got a full song, kind of.